whatever for the purpose of restreaming to YouTube or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's better. I'm just gonna recording it now, so we don't have a live stream. But then I will just upload it tomorrow morning. I hope it's better now. Huh?
Seems
Yeah.
improved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, so the stream is like really killing my Wi-Fi here. Yeah, cool. So recording should work, so that's not covering any big internet from my side. And yeah, so short updates from Firefly, then we might be able to talk about, because like it's really confusing. I think we have now 2-3 different initiatives running in parallel around the task force. I might just try to clear up a few things, who is doing what and what is taking care about what different things, and then we'll be open for your questions and for your suggestions and all kind of stuff. As always, we are talking here since several months about the upcoming vote to decide if something over 50 TI IOTA tokens should be removed from the ledger, burned, or should be used by the community to build a treasury fund that will be able to support projects and give out grants to important um, project community initiatives that will help to drive the adoption of IOTA and the surrounding ecosystem. We have developed together with a lot of community developers, with the Firefly team from the IOTA Foundation, with the Hornet team, voting system that will run on the Tangle. It will use the IOTA token as a foundational base layer of the votes, and will enable everyone that owns IOTA tokens and holds them in the Firefly wallet to participate in this first important decision. We gonna this vote is gonna be based on your token holdings. Yeah, we have thought long and wide and bright about what would be the most secure way of doing voting, and even if we all would favor to give every person a single vote, it is currently not possible with the tech stack in IOTA, and the most secure way is having the vote based on your token balance. So every token you hold will give you one vote in this upcoming decision. A vote is taken out as a value transaction, so you are sending your tokens to yourself into one of your addresses, and while you're sending these tokens, the information of what option you choose in the vote, either burn or build, will be attached and written into the address. And then as soon as this has happened, the nodes in the network will be able to pick up this decision, and so we'll be able to count how many IOTA tokens have voted for option 1 and how many IOTA tokens have voted for option 2. And they will observe the ledger for this, and then they will produce the results of this, and so we will have an absolute secure um, and excellent counted result of this vote. An important feature of the vote is that you will be required, so this is not something that will happen in a single event or something. It is required from a voter to hold these tokens over a certain amount of time, because the votes will be accumulated. Yeah, so you vote, and every 10 seconds, the amount of tokens that you hold will produce new votes. And the longer you hold these tokens in a vote, the more of these votes that are generated every 10 seconds will be generated for you and for your opinion. It's a similar thing like happening with staking. Yeah, in the staking you do the same thing. You give the network the information that your IOTA tokens are staked now for Shimmer and Assembly, and every 10 seconds you receive fresh Assembly and Shimmer tokens. And we use the same system that we use for staking technology-wise. The only thing is different in voting is that you're not receiving tokens, you're receiving votes. We have defined that there will be 2 different time zones, um, time frames that are important. As soon as we announce the vote to start, we will have a 7-day time frame for everyone in the community to do the vote. In these 7 days, you can just open your Firefly wallet, enter the governance tab and functionality, and make your decision. And as soon as the 7 days are over, then the counting period actually will start. We thought about these 7 days will be actually enough for everyone that wants to participate to not rush. So you have you can do it on a weekend, you can do it on an evening after your work, and so you will have a certain amount of time where you can comfortably inform yourself about the options that are out there, the two, and then make a decision and cast your vote. Directly following on the 7 days is the 10 days counting period. We would recommend everyone to vote before the counting period starts, because if you vote later, which is still possible, it's no problem, you might not able to reach as much votes as if you would have voted before the 10 days start. Because if you only vote 9 days long, you will generate less votes. Yeah, so same like in staking, if you only stake for 45 days, you will receive less tokens than if you stake for 90 days. Yeah, because it is a time-based system, and every 10 seconds you accumulate more. The counting will happen in the Hornet nodes of the network. Every node operator or every Hornet node operator will be able to count the votes, and every Hornet node operator will be able to produce a valid result of the vote. And so this will very likely be a big participation among the node owners, and so you won't need to rely only on the counting of the IOTA Foundation nodes. We will have the community verifying all results, and so every node in the network basically will produce the same system if it was online during the whole time of the vote. And so we can have a lot of validation and verification from the community side that the result that will be published is the correct voting result. What else? This I already talked about. So you have your voting weight building up, and the cool thing on this voting system is that it is not a one-time thing. We can continue to use this kind of voting um, also after the first vote, and I'm sure we will use it for more decisions after the vote. Doesn't matter how the outcome is, but whenever there will be an important decision to do in the IOTA ecosystem or in the general IOTA community, we can ask all token holders to make a decision. And so this is something that also the community can leverage. The community will be able to create own proposals and let the community of token holders vote on this. Yeah? So this is something that will stay available in Firefly and stay available for the community and also for the IOTA Foundation. I'm sure there will be sometimes maybe when there's big decisions to take, the IOTA Foundation will just use this functionality to ask the community about their opinion on certain topics. This was, let's say, the basic important things for the vote. Does anyone have some questions so far from maybe the people that have not been so much taking part in the meetings yet? So really feel free, if this is completely new for you, you don't know what I'm talking about, just don't be shy. We're really here to help everybody to get a line on what is happening.
Hi,
Hi.
George here.
Hey.
Hi. Hey, I have a question. You talked about transferring, making a transaction.
Yeah.
That's technically, I'm not very technical,
Mhm.
but will it be just a button and it will happen, or do you have to transfer all the time to your wallet?
No, it actually will be just the two buttons actually that you will have to push. Um, the cool thing is that you're not gonna send the tokens to somewhere, so the tokens will always stay in your control, and it's really gonna be very, very easy. And actually, I wanted to show now, um, especially like I saw there are some people that haven't seen it before. I'm gonna show you now how it's gonna look in Firefly. I have the layout here, and I will go through the flow, how a vote will actually happen in Firefly, and you will see it's really, really easy. If you have done the staking and you had been managed to stake your IOTA tokens, the vote will be very similar easy. And maybe I'll just do this. I'll just switch over my screen and show you how the vote will actually look like. So, oh, sorry, this was the wrong one. Let me.
Oh, it looks like we lost him. Oh.
No, I had just the wrong.
You killed the stream, right?
Yeah, I killed the stream. I had the wrong tab open. Where is my? No. You know what I can do? I can show it here in the website. So we have created a website that that is actually made to inform voters about how the vote will happen. And we also have there a little tutorial. Do you see my screen? Or no, I'm not sharing it. No, I'm sharing it, yeah. So you should see there's a voting tutorial. This is the website iotatreasury.org. This actually, let me see, are not the latest. There have been some small changes, but basically this is how the voting will work in Firefly. So there are some minor changes upcoming in the UI, but nothing spectacular. Yeah, so you see on the left side, this is like your Firefly wallet. There's going to be a new tab, a new functionality, and this is actually the governance tab. Also, what's going to change with the next update for Firefly that will enable the voting is that the handling of your accounts in Firefly will change. So you know, before you had a wallet, you had a profile, and then you had in the profile several wallets that have been shown here. This will change now. As soon as now, when you log into Firefly now, you will actually log directly into one wallet. And this is here in the top. You will have a selector in the top. Like you see, this is Pizza Fund, yeah? And with this selector, you will move through your different wallets. And all actions that you're doing in the future, be it staking, be it voting, will always be happening per wallet. And then you will just have to switch through different wallets. Yeah, so you see we have here the Treasury Vote. It's like hard-coded thing. You will be able to, if you click View Proposal, you will see the proposal. And actually, then you will be in something like this. So you will have the voting tab. Here's the description what it is about. Yeah, so the 50 Ti, and so you have the two options. You click on one of the two, or you decide what you want to use. Yeah, so let's say you want to vote for Build the Community Treasury. You click on the arrow, and next thing will be that you will only have to confirm your vote, and clicking on confirm, you will actually have to then enter your stronghold password, or you have to confirm the transaction with your ledger, and then all the tokens that sit in this wallet will have been voting for this option. And if you have tokens in several wallets, you will have to repeat this then with the other wallets also. actually, this is basically it. Yeah. So you can also always stop your vote. You can also change your votes, and you will also be able to add new tokens to it. So let's say you buy some fresh tokens from an exchange while you are already voting, and it will work same like it does in staking. So there will be like a merge functionality where you can automatically merge fresh tokens into the already voting tokens by just confirming a new transaction. So you can visit iotatreasury.org. There is a tutorial and some more descriptions, but I will change things. Yeah, so actually there you will have something like manage and merge your votes. If you get some new tokens in the wallet, you will just be able to add them to the already existing tokens. And that's actually it. So it's mainly, the UI is mainly based on what we already have been doing with staking, and so it should be pretty easy and pretty simple for most people. I hope this did answer your questions a bit. Yeah. So actually, I wanted to, but I have the Figma file with the exact layouts, but I don't have it open, so, and I will not find it now in my hundreds of bookmarks so quickly. But I think the website shows it quite well. Okay, some more questions on this side, or I hope this was clear, or yeah, just speak up.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm checking the website and it looks great. Great
Okay,
work.
cool. Yeah, and like always,
Let's
we
look.
have we have our governance channel here. So if you find something confusing, just post there. We also have you will find on the website some links to our GitHub repository where all the meeting notes, all the recordings of the last of actually most of our calls are there. So if you want to inform yourself a little bit more, feel free to read through all the meetings, watch all the meetings. We have we have a YouTube channel with a YouTube playlist where we normally post all the recordings of those meetings. And so if you want to dig a bit deeper in how all these things happened and why we are doing this, it is all available there. And you will find the links on the website. Okay, what else? We maybe want to talk shortly. So we had some new initiatives starting in the last couple of weeks, because we've been thinking about, okay, let's assume we get a vote for the option build, and the question is then always, what comes next? Yeah. So if the community decides to use these tokens, the tokens will still not be directly released. Yeah. So because the plan would be, first of all, to have a working DAO, a governance structure that relies on votes and on decentralized decision making by the community, and executes spendings of these funds by smart contracts. And so we will need to wait until we have smart contracts on mainnet before we can release those big amount of tokens into the control of the community. Because there's also the node operators will be involved. They will need to release those tokens from their freeze state where they are in the moment into a governance system controlled by the community, where we can vote on this and where we will be able to make educated decisions and distribute those tokens to projects that are important for the ecosystem. And in a moment, we have gathered a group of people that are interested in working on developing such a system over the next couple of weeks and months. And so we have some fresh channels and some threads here where we can talk about these specific topics that would be important to figure out for such a treasury. And we also, oh, somebody is making a bit noise.
Somebody needs to go on mute.
This is Peregine. I will mute you. Sorry. Okay, this should be good now. Yeah, so we have created a little some working groups with I think we have now 40 to 50 members that are actively working on figuring out how such a treasury should work. And a first little project that we have is that we are researching other DAOs and other treasuries in the DLT space, and to see how they operate and to learn from them, because we are not the first ones that are doing this. Yeah, so this is since several years already. DeFi and other crypto projects have huge treasuries, use their treasuries to kickstart ecosystem development, use voting systems, have decentralized communities deciding on the spending of these funds. And so it's really useful to see how others do it. Not actually always to, let's say, copy what they're doing, but I think it's really useful to see especially where are the pain points and the problems of those systems, and to analyze them and to optimize them for us, because we of course want to build kind of the best treasury treasury management out there currently. Like, I mean, this is IOTA, we always want to do better. And so currently a lot of people are researching those projects, and we plan to educate our community. Yeah? So we're gonna release, let's say, a paper on this for the community, and so also we may be including into the next sessions, maybe not yet, but maybe in a couple of weeks when we are more advanced with the research, we maybe use this session on Thursday to, let's say, always introduce one project in a little bit more detail and deep dive. So, and talk about how they are doing, how they're making decisions, how do they vote, how do they actually have checks and balances in places if they give funds to projects, how do they make sure that the funds are used correctly, and all the things we will then introduce to the IOTA community. And I think out of this group, we will also be able to create a real proposal and a very detailed recommendation to the community in how our Treasury DAO should actually work. And this might be then some things that we can put up to vote for the community, and if the community decides, yes, let's do it, or maybe we have several different options to choose from, and then we can implement this in the technology and kickstart the DAO. But also there is a group of community members interested in doing something before this. Yeah, so because this will of course be several months. I mean, we don't know when we get smart contracts on mainnet and assembly running on mainnet. It will happen this year, but it's not gonna happen in the next 2-3 months. So it's like summer or autumn when we can realistically think about having the treasury live and having the funds available to do something. And so some community members are in the moment thinking about of if there would be a possibility to have, let's say, a smaller amount of those tokens already available before. And so there's a specific channel in the Discord. It's how do we call it? We call it Speed Fund Committee, or no? Greg, help me. How are we calling it?
Is it speed or is it building? I forgot.
I'm checking here. Oh, so we have. I have too many channels. Here.
Community-based bridge funding.
Yes,
community-based funding. Rolls right off your top of your.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So if you are interested in maybe getting some of those funds earlier, maybe they're very closely after the first vote has happened, available and into the hand of, there's several ideas how this can work. Hop into the channel, include yourself into the discussions. It's interesting. There are a lot of engaged people involved there, and so there might be a possibility that a certain amount of funding can already be distributed to some projects that are currently building and are actually currently also in need of funding to be ready for the launch of smart contracts and to have the applications ready for the community to really have working D-apps and working analytic tools and all things that we need for assembly and the smart contracts. This stuff needs to be built along the way and in advance, so that we also have really already working products once our smart contract platform goes live. Yeah, so hop into the channel there. It's below the governance channel, and take part in the decision and in the discussions. And also we're gonna have this group has kind of a separate meeting. I think we're gonna make it fix on maybe Wednesday, so like one day before, same time as this, where we can, on one side is talking about the future DAO and the groups and the task force that does the research, and the other side is talking about a possibility to get some funding earlier. So this is like some community members have spin this idea up, and I mean, it's community based, it's always be free to discuss those things. I think it's important to have these discussions, and the outcome is open, but yeah, if you want to engage yourself there, feel free to hop in and take part in it. Okay, I think from my side, that's it.
Cool.
Still no, let's say, still no ETA for Firefly. So basically, I know everyone and myself is the same. We are waiting on when will we finally be ready to vote. Yeah.
Waiting on Godot.
Waiting. You can actually, if you really want to know what's going on, the cool thing is our Firefly team is actually operating completely open. So there's actually nothing happening behind closed doors in Firefly anymore. So if you really want to know what the development in Firefly looks like, you will just have to hop into the Firefly. Um, where is it? We have a Firefly voting dev channel thread. So if you are in the Firefly wallet channel, you have these several threads here. And if you see, there are actually 10 threads in Firefly, and you can go here and go into Firefly voting dev, and you will see exactly how the team communicates, what they are working on in the moment. You will also see the same for the mobile development and things. So I think that's a great way of being very, very open and transparent in the development. And I really applaud Charlie and Nicole and Matt and everyone in the Firefly team to do this completely open and visible for the community. Yeah, and you see there are still some issues because there's also this big change in the account structure coming together with voting, which takes a bit time to rebuild the front end and make all these things work together, also with ledger and staking and voting, and all things together need to function. And so we're still kind of waiting to fix some issues there. Then we will bring it to the community tester group, maybe 1 to 3 weeks testing, and yeah, then we will finally vote. That's actually from my side. So please, if there are some questions or some things you want to talk about, go on. I've talked it up.
You did a good job as usual. Yeah, I don't have any, so I kind of know how it goes. So,
Yeah.
But anybody else who's got any questions, chime in. And I would also just really encourage everybody else to join the other groups if you haven't already, especially like the new British group and so forth. We got a lot of work ahead of us. So
yeah, we got really a lot of work, and really this is something, and we say it always, it's really, don't feel excluded from all the things. You don't need to be a software engineer to do anything in governance. You don't need to be a specialist or something. We are happy about everyone that has a couple of hours time to contribute, to research, write some things up, to look into some things, to just be there and learn together with us how governance and DAOs work, you're really, really invited to join all these things because it's super exciting, and we would be really happy for everyone that really wants to dig a bit into this. You also don't need to attend every meeting every week or something. It's really hop in, hop out, however you like. It's a great way of learning new stuff. Oh, I have to ping somebody here. No, okay.
Wow. I heard that one. That was pretty good.
That
That
was
new phone making that ping.
Yeah, so like I said, that's from my side. Also, if you're a little bit promotion for the Monaco podcast, Thomas released a new episode today with me where I also talk a
Oh,
lot.
awesome.
Yeah, I talk also a lot about the vote, about DAOs, about the DAO Pioneer initiative that we had. I talk about the content creator DAO, and I also talk a bit about assembly. And so, yeah, so if you want to know a little bit more about the story, how all this voting and build and burn and DAO stuff happened in IOTA, just listen in, give a like for Thomas on Spotify and on the Apple podcast because it's amazing what he's doing with it for his podcast. Yeah, and this is also something. It's just happened out of a DAO idea, content creators, and then people like Thomas just started to do things. Yeah, don't wait on the IOTA Foundation to lift everything for you. Start contributing and doing things on your own, and great things will happen.
That's cool. Now that I know you're on, I'm gonna have to watch. Listen.
Actually, the episode is great. Most of the time, you hear more my chickens than myself. It's like it's
And how about your
definitely
frogs?
no, it's no frogs. We recorded it in the morning, so it's like a farm episode.
Oh.
It's like Philo and Thomas on the chicken farm talk
Oh,
about
that's
DAOs.
hilarious. That's great.
Yes. Cool. Yeah, good. So any questions? Any recommendations? Any input from your side here?
Oh, turned out to be pretty good for this meeting, actually. Wow, quite a lot of people.
Yeah, it gets. I know people are always waiting.
I
Yeah.
have a question. First of all, thank you. Very nice presentation. I'm very new to it, but I'm really interested in DAOs and the whole idea of it. And I thought, of course, if I can contribute, it would be nice. But is there do you have like a list of tasks, like that, or do I have to make up my own stuff? Oh wait, sorry, my sister's calling, so to hang up. But is it like, or is the idea that I just first read a bit in the community and then find out, or is there something I already can pick from a list that I know, like, this is maybe a simple task that I can do?
Yes. We have actually. Let me put you into the thread, into the channel. So we have a Google Doc where we have let's say we have defined a few research topics and projects that we want to look into. I'm just gonna put you here in the channel, and you will find the Google document where we have laid out these tasks. Yeah, just let me find the correct channel. Governance structure. You are Jack, yeah. So you should see a new thread there. And so there is a Google Doc. It's called Governance Research Projects. And so you can you could just pick a project maybe and read a bit up in and contribute to the research. Also, we have a very extensive documentation about our DAO Pioneer group and learning circle that we did in last November, which is full of resources. Yeah, so this one might be great tasks, and really just engage here in the channels, ask some questions. I'm also gonna give you the DAO Pioneer role, so you will be able to see a couple of more channels when you're interested in DAOs, and just start reading, start asking questions, maybe pick a project and start to try to understand how they do governance, and then we can collect all this information together and put it all into to a document for the community.
Yeah, super. Thanks. I will read up this weekend. Read up on it.
Cool, lovely.
Yeah, you will find that with DAOs, the reading never ends.
Yeah, it's really, if you start this, it's a big rabbit hole that normally will suck you in. Let me see. I'm also.
I like rabbit holes, so it's
yeah,
gonna be fine.
and I just want to say one thing when to everybody who about participating, just to kind of add on to what Holger did. Doesn't matter. Your body of experience in your life is the most important thing. Everybody does something in the world, right? And each one is an important thing. And those experiences are all needed to run a DAO. You don't have to code a code. You don't have to. You have an expertise that DAOs can use, and you just don't know it yet. So you can just get involved and find your way. You'll see where you fit. And if that doesn't work, the other people in the group can help you find a place where you can contribute. All walks of life are needed. That's the beauty of DAOs.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and really hop into our calls. We have actually now, let's say, seems to be minimum 3 calls a week where we talk about DAO and governance. So one is this one here on Thursday. Then we're gonna have, seems to be we're gonna have a regular one on Wednesday at the same time, and we also have one that is on more focused on US and Asian time zones, which is actually I don't know, Greg, what time is it? It's Monday evening.
It's Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
5 p.m. Pacific. For like our reminding.
And just for giggles, time changes this Sunday. So just so you guys are already aware.
So that's also really where you can just hop into calls with us, ask some questions, listen in while we chat and talk about DAOs and about governance, and pull yourself into the rabbit hole. We are happy about everyone that that switches over to our side, and thinks about how we can do DAOs and governance systems in IOTA. Of course, we have great opportunities with our tech. Yeah, we have feeless base layer. We have soon, hopefully, amazing smart contracts happening. So everything is actually ready to do community engaged and community governed stuff in IOTA, and so we should use this chance. Yeah, we are the early ones. We are the first ones that gonna spin up this whole movement, and so yeah, take part in it. It's gonna be a super exciting year for all of us.
Cool.
Good. So
all right.
Any additional questions, mentions, things that we can clarify for you? Okay.
It's a wrap.
Then I will say, let's wrap it up. So I have, like I said, I have recorded this meeting. I will not now because I will go to bed now, but I will upload it tomorrow morning into our YouTube playlist, and then I'm gonna post the link here and also post a link on Twitter. So if somebody has missed the stuff, we can just you can just listen in. Thanks everyone. This was really great again to have you all here. See you next week, Monday, next week, Wednesday, next week, Thursday, for more governance talks in our Discord. Cool. Thanks, Greg, as always, and good night. Bye-bye.
You bet, my friend. Talk to you later.